And the government shutdown, the debt ceiling crisis, and the disastrous rollout of healthcare.gov has President Obama quickly losing support. Some of those abandoning ship have been his most ardent supporters. Just 39% of American voters say they now approve of his job performance. According to two major public opinion polls, that is his lowest approval rating ever in his presidency. Mark Rome is a professor of government and policy at Georgetown University. He is in Washington. And Bernard Whitman joins us from New York. He was a pollster for President Bill Clinton. Gentlemen, good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
The president's approval rating, 39%, the lowest ever. So what is going on?
Well, I don't think there's any doubt that the president is suffering from the bumbling rollout of Obamacare. I mean, it's terribly unfortunate that his signature domestic initiative was rolled out so ineffectively. But the good news is Obama is only a year into his second term. I think there's a lot of time to turn this around. And frankly, the Affordable Care Act was always an act that was going to have to be changed, evolved, and optimized. And the rollout had been better. I think the Americans were more receptive to the law. The law has actually provided an extraordinary number of benefits. 85 million people have already taken advantage of preventative care. 103 million people don't have annual caps or lifetime caps. 13 million people with pre-existing conditions can get health insurance. And 100,000 people who didn't have insurance before now do just from this last month. That's well below the goals. But this law will be optimized. It will be changed. It will be improved. It is not going to be overturned.
Mr. Rome, do you concur?
Look, presidential popularity always drops in the second term, and it should be because of NSA violations of our privacy, of the government shutdown, and the catastrophic rollout of the Obamacare. But the president's wounds are serious, not fatal. The Obamacare law will not be changed in a substantial way. It will continue to roll out, and we hope the rollout will improve over time.
Mr. Whitman, I want to ask the question this way. A month ago, we were talking about the government shutdown. They were basically signaling the end of the Republican Party. Now we're talking about the debacle, the rollout of Obamacare, and now they're saying that the president's approval ratings are lower than ever before. Is anyone outside of Washington listening?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people outside of Washington are just frustrated. I mean, this proves the point that a day in politics can be a lifetime. And so anybody that counts the Republicans out because of the shutdown or counts the Democrats' chances in 2016 or 2014 out because of the botched rollout of Obamacare has to remember that things change very, very quickly. And I think that it is incumbent upon the president to fix the law, to fix the website, to put in changes so that people who are losing their health care plans end up being able to keep them. I think that's critical. And I think you see a number of Democratic senators in tough re-election fights pushing on the president to do just that. I think the law will be fixed, and I think over time, over the course of 2014, as more people take advantage of the law and people forget about the terrible rollout, the president and the Democratic Party will be in a much better position. And I think that the challenge is going to be for the Republicans to offer a real alternative because, frankly, it's quite clear, I think, to everyone that the Republicans have no interest in helping to improve the Affordable Care Act, and ultimately are just without a real plan.
Yeah, I want to get Mr. Rome in because there's an old saying that when somebody else is deciding they themselves in the foot, don't grab the gun. Do you agree with Mr. Whitman?
Look, the Republican Party is down but not out. If a candidate like Christie obtains the same proportion of different ethnicity votes and female votes as it did in New Jersey, the Republicans would win over 300 electoral votes in 2016. So don't count them out. Obama's wounds now are self-inflicted, but again, not fatal. We have 2 more years before the next presidential election for Obamacare to improve in its ability to serve public needs. I think it will do so. I think it will be less of an issue in 2016 than it is today.
Gentlemen, take a listen to this. This is former President Clinton saying what has generated a lot of controversy, talking about that presidential promise that if you like your insurance, keep it. Take a listen.
I personally believe, even if it takes a change in the law, the president should honor the commitment the federal government made to those people and let them keep what they got.
So, Mr. Rome, why did he say that?
You know, Clinton probably has 15 purposes for saying that. To distance himself from the Obama administration, to give his wife Hillary a way out, perhaps to drag Ted Cruz into this debate. So he's got purposes. I think that statement was misguided for this reason. Congress is not going to be able to change law or unwilling to change the law in ways that allow people to keep their previous health care reform. That would lead to chaos in the market. It's not going to happen. It's a good personal statement, but it's not going to be politically feasible.
Mr. Whitman.
Look, I think President Clinton is very smart, doesn't ever say things off the cuff. I think, number one, he believes that to be true. I think, number two, he recognizes that his wife's political ambitions are going to rest on how people feel about the Democrats and President Obama, not today, but at the end of the president's term in 3 years. And I think that Clinton was absolutely right. We've got to fix that. It was a fundamental promise that Obama made to the American people. And in order for Hillary Clinton to achieve electoral success 3 years hence, the American people have at least reasonably good about the Affordable Care Act.
Mark Rome, professor of government and public policy at Georgetown University, and Bernard Whitman, a former pollster for President Clinton. We thank both of you for joining us.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.